Welcome back to 10-Minute Prophecy, where we go through the prophecies of Daniel and Revelation verse by verse in bite-sized chunks. Thank you for joining us again. We hope that this journey through Bible prophecy has been enlightening, whether you are new to prophecy or have studied it in the past. As always, if you haven't seen the previous presentations, please watch them as each prophecy builds on the other. The link to our playlist is down in the description below. You will also find the video on the non-denominational biblical prophetic interpretation method that has proven itself over and over again in world events both past, present, and can be relied upon to understand the future. See the link in the description below. We are now continuing on the prophecy in Revelation chapter 10. Verse 7 says, "But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets." The days of the seventh angel's voice. The seventh trumpet mentioned here is not the last trumpet in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52, which signals the resurrection of the dead. Instead, it is the final trumpet in a series of 7 in Revelation. Like the previous trumpets, it represents a period of time, not a single moment. The phrase "in the days when he begins to sound" suggests that the fulfillment of God's plan won't happen instantly, but will unfold during the early years of this trumpet's period. This indicates that God's final work on earth will reach completion within this prophetic time frame, rather than at its very start. The beginning of the seventh trumpet. The seventh trumpet began in 1844, marking the end of key prophetic timelines. This means that the completion of God's work is near, a significant and decisive event is approaching. Whenever God finishes a major phase of his plan, it signals a profound and solemn moment in history. When Jesus died on the cross, he declared, "It is finished," John 19, verse 30. Similarly, when his work of mercy for humanity is complete, a mighty voice from God's throne will declare, "It is done," Revelation 16, verse 17. This should lead us to reflect on what finishing the mystery of God truly means and how it affects our eternal future. What is the mystery of God? The Bible clearly explains what the mystery of God is. Ephesians chapter 1 verses 9 to 10 describes it as God's plan to unite everything in Christ, both in heaven and on earth. This is carried out through the gospel. Paul refers to this in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 19, calling it the mystery of the gospel, and again in Colossians chapter 4 verse 3, where he calls it the mystery of Christ. In Ephesians chapter 3 verses 3 and 6, Paul explains that this mystery was revealed to him, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body and partakers of his promise in Christ by the gospel. He further clarifies in Galatians chapter 1 verses 11 to 12 that the gospel he preached was not from man, but given to him by the revelation of Jesus Christ. From these scriptures, it's clear that the mystery of God is the gospel. So when the angel says, "In the days of the seventh angel, when he begins to sound, the mystery of God will be finished," it means that the gospel work will come to an end. But what does that mean? Why was the gospel given in the first place? According to Acts chapter 15 verse 14, its purpose was to call out a people who will accept Jesus for God's name. Therefore, the gospel will be finished when that work is complete. When the number of God's people is reached, mercy is no longer offered and probation closes. Verse 8 through 10 states, "And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in my mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter." In verse 8, John takes on an active role as a symbol of the church. This is because the prophecy is describing a unique experience that God's people would go through, one that couldn't easily be represented by an angel. When a prophecy simply announces a message, angels can symbolize human messengers or religious teachers, as seen in Revelation chapter 14. But when the focus is on the church's actual experience, a human figure is more appropriate. That's why John himself is called to take part in this vision. Many people who lived through the events of 1844 experienced the exact fulfillment of these verses. At first, they felt great joy in learning about Christ's soon return. The message was as sweet as honey to them. But when the expected event did not happen and Jesus did not return as they had believed, deep disappointment set in. It seemed at first that this disappointment called into question everything they had studied in the little book, or prophecy. What had once been so sweet now felt bitter and painful. However, those who patiently held on and worked through their understanding realized that the mistake was not in the timing, but in their expectation of the event, specifically the place. When they realized that the cleansing of the sanctuary was not the earth but the heavenly sanctuary, they realized that Daniel chapter 8 and verse 14 was talking about the start of the judgment before Jesus was to come, instead of leading to spiritual death. This experience strengthened and nourished their faith. A similar experience is described in Jeremiah chapter 15, verses 16 through 18. Finally, verse 11 states, "And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings." Here John is told that the prophecies being revealed to him will be for the whole world. This concludes our time together. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed this nugget of prophecy. Join us next time as we start Revelation chapter 11. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you again soon.